Hey everyone, welcome back to Pokémon Insurgence. Hope everybody is staying happy, healthy, and safe. On the last part, we finally made it to Suntouch City, and we explored the city quite a bit. We took on the gym challenge, we beat Orin pretty easily, and then the Perfection Cult decided to introduce its other members. They had a Kyurem, and thankfully they didn't think to go after us. They don't know that we have connections with you, so it doesn't really matter. And on this part, we're going to move on from Suntouch City. At the end of it, we also got the instant Lapras, so we can now surf around. I always just kind of imagine that the player character just takes out this deflated floating Lapras and they just blow air into it, throw it on the water, and then just kind of surf on it. Anyways, I do have a bit of a serious topic that I sort of have to bring up here and that I kind of have to talk about. So previously, a lot of people were really excited. We were going to have some online battles. It was going to be a lot of fun. I would have probably slid them into some different parts of the series. But unfortunately, online battling isn't actually a feature anymore in Insurgence. So I kind of had a feeling that it wasn't, but I wasn't quite sure. If you open up your Dex Nav and you go to the online features right here and you log in, then you have two options, Trade and Wonder Trade. So typically this is where the battle feature would be. However, if you check the patch notes for version 1.2.5, which I'll have these on the screen right now, and you scroll through them, you will eventually find a little bit of a detail that says secret base uploading and other online features have been fixed. This does not include the GTS and battling, which have both regrettably been removed. So for me, a lot of people were talking about battling, and I kind of didn't think it was there, but a lot of people were talking about it, so I thought maybe it's in the secret bases, maybe they moved it or something like that. I didn't really check up on it. And turns out it's just not in the game anymore. However, through searching online, I did find out that they do have a battle simulator. It's only updated to like version 1.8 or something. However, you can access this battle simulator by clicking the battling button that's at the top of the Insurgence website. And this is what I get when I click it. I don't think the battle simulator is up right now either. It's just really frustrating, and I'm really sad and really disappointed that I have to present this bad news to you guys. So I'm really sorry about that. I wish I kind of looked into it a little bit earlier. But I kind of didn't think it would be that big of a deal. I didn't think that this was going to happen. So again, it's really unfortunate. I'm really sorry about that. However, there is some online features that we'll be talking about later on that we will be accessing, that we will be messing around with. And hopefully, we'll be able to have a little bit of fun with the community using those online features that are still in the game later on. Also, you may have noticed that I have the fedora on. I'm going to be wearing different hats throughout each part, just to kind of show them off. So I think we'll start with the fedora. It's kind of iconic. Anyways, we're going to start by exiting here through the Suntouched exitway. So if you remember, there was this strength boulder here, and we couldn't move it aside. I don't know why, but you just can't move this aside until you beat Orin. You should be able to because you don't really need strength, you just need the strength alternatives like Bulldoze or Headbutt. And once we move this aside, we'll actually get the TM for Struggle Bug. And after that, we can just kind of surf down here. I'll put the surfing encounters up on the screen really quickly. It's a really short cave, and once we exit here, we'll find ourselves here on Route 3. So here on Route 3, there's all kinds of random items that we can pick up like that repel. I'm just going to quickly grab them. There's only two really big details of note here on this route. There are some really craftily hidden items. And there's also something to remember for later. There is this green pool of acid, and trust me, we'll be coming back to that eventually. We also might want to surf right over here. You'll notice this little patch of land, this path right here. And if we make our way all the way back over here, we'll find a honey. So that honey is actually pretty useful for grabbing something back in Suntouch City, but we're not going to deal with that just yet. So instead, I'm going to surf to the left of this pond, and we're going to make our way up over here. In this house, we'll find a hiker. I see you found me. I'm the proud owner of a rare Delta Pokemon. I can trade it to you if you want. My Delta Scyther for any Steel-type Pokemon. So if you go back to the Suntouched exitway, you can actually find Wild Magnemite, which I have found right here, and you can use those to trade for his Delta. Ah, good choice. Here you are then. So we'll be sending our Magnemite here over for his Delta Scyther, nicknamed Cleaver. I think our trade was a good one. Does everybody say that actually? So let's check out Delta Scyther here. It's going to be an Ice and Fighting type. Pretty amazing typing. I probably should have reset for a much better nature, but that doesn't really matter. Ice Cleats basically doubles your speed in Hail. It's basically the same thing as Slush Rush from Generation 7, except it was here first. The alternative ability that you could have gotten would have been Hustle, which, if you remember, it's the same ability that my Durant has, and sometimes you miss attacks just because you have it. Delta Scyther basically has the same stats as a regular Scyther. It just has a different stab combination. A lot of Deltas actually do that. And Ice and Fighting is a pretty good stab. You'll notice that its moves are kind of whack right now though. It does get better later on, but unfortunately right now it's just not that good. Also, there's a rare candy right there, so you don't want to miss that. Anyways, we're going to make a quick visit back to Suntouch City, because there's something we can get there now that we have that honey. Back here in Suntouch City, if we go here from the small statue of the Augur near the exitway and make our way all the way up here, there's this man right here who will ask us if we're interested in helping him out with something. Oh, that's wonderful. You see, I've been trying to maintain the flower patch on the upper layer of the city. It's an absolute nightmare. Something keeps getting in and wreaking havoc all over it. Destruction everywhere. I don't know what it is, and I wouldn't be able to stop it if I did. I'm no trainer. Do you think you could help me out? Sure. Oh wow, fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll meet you up there in the garden. So we're just going to make our way all the way up over here towards the fan, and waste a repel in the process. That's fine. And we're going to make our way here, south of the broadcast tower. And this is going to be the man's garden. Thank you so much for agreeing to help me out with this. This little demon has been coming in every night and destroying my flowers. I've had to replant them every day, and it only appears when nobody's watching. Okay, we need to find a way to lure it here. Do you think if we had some honey, we could maybe entice it to visit? Pokemon like honey, right? I think maybe if we had some honey, we'd be able to find it. Why don't you go have a look? I heard there might be some honey on Route 3. So thankfully, we've been to Route 3. We have the honey. Oh, wonderful. You found some honey. Let me grab that from you. Okay, let me give it a try. Okay, I spread the honey. We should... What? There it is! Please, you need to help. Do whatever you can. Stop this little demon from rampaging through my beautiful garden. So, look at that. That's kind of terrifying, isn't it? I'm just going to go ahead and make a safety save, and we're going to battle this thing. Find out just what exactly it is. And it's actually going to be the Delta Apom. So that's pretty cool. Delta Apom is going to be a ghost or normal type Pokemon. It could only have Curse Body or Rattled for abilities, so it's not that great. But I'll talk a little bit more about this when I capture it. Alright, so we got the Delta Apom, and that will actually level up Durant. That's unfortunate. So this was discovered by 16 Draws and Echo the Third. It sneakily places the end of its tail on people's shoulders, making others wonder if they saw a white hand. That's actually pretty cool. So it will be going to somebody's PC. Let's talk to the man though. Wow, you did it. Thank you so much. Take this. It's the least I can do. So he'll give us 1,000 Poké-Dollars for that. Soon my beautiful garden will have the most beautiful flowers ever, now that that little monster is gone. So Delta Apom is kind of annoying to catch. I would be really careful. It has Curse, which if you use that move as a ghost type, it cuts your HP in half, and then it costs the opposing Pokemon 1/4 of their HP per turn. So it can potentially knock itself out with Curse. Like I said, it's a dual-typed ghost and normal Pokemon, and it evolves the same way that a regular Apom does, which is by learning Double Hit. So mine has Curse Body. I don't really like either of its regular abilities, and unfortunately Technician is its hidden ability. We won't be getting that for a long time. It learns Double Hit at level 32, so if you want to use it, and you want to get that Ambipom, that's kind of what your goal would be. Speaking of evolving, I never mentioned this, but Delta Scyther evolves in a really unique way. I believe you need to get the Nevermelt Ice, and you have to give it to the Delta Scyther, then trade it, or use the alternative that we're going to be coming across eventually. Actually, Delta Scyther has some pretty good stats. Still kind of a bad nature. I will be trying to use some of these at least. I mean, the main focus of this run is to focus on Delta Pokemon, as well as other forms that are unique to Insurgence. I know we haven't seen it, but there should be some pretty unique megas coming up. Anyways, with all this taken care of, we can just go ahead and head back out onto Route 3. There's not a lot for us to do here though. We basically took care of everything that was really notable out here. Again, you do want to remember this pool of kind of acid waste, I guess. There's also a couple of really nicely hidden items. I actually really do like the change that they made to items to make them look more like what they actually are. Actually though, before I get too carried away talking about the overworld items, I'm going to have to show off the Hidden Grotto for Route 3. So I'm not saving outside of it because there's nothing in here that I really want in particular. However, as far as rarity goes, there is a potential for you to find a Dust Stone within this grotto. You could also find a Charmander, a Pansage, a Throw, or a Sock. So I'm going to follow the entrance here. And I actually found a Firestone. I forgot that was in here too. I think the Dust Stone is a little bit more of a rare item. So that's pretty cool. Kind of funny that we were talking about the overworld items. I just really like how the overworld items look. I think it's fantastic. It does kind of give away what the items are though. However, they still do find some really nice ways to sort of hide them out of the line of sight. Anyways, welcome to Mechy Town. I would like to start going over the town. However, first off, I'd like to point out that the Pokemon Center is right here. It's just a regular old Pokemon Center, unfortunately. At least it has the basics, and there's also one major thing that we're going to have to take care of as soon as we cross this bridge. The way I kind of see it here is, let's deal with whatever it is that's waiting for us on the other side of the bridge, and then we'll go over the town all together. Look who it is! Hey Icy, how are you doing? It's me, Nora. Yes, how could I forget? I see you finally made it to Metchi Town. I love this place. I used to live here. Actually, I just wanted to meet up and talk about something. But first, how about we battle? There aren't exactly any cults around to find out, so why don't I show you exactly why my Celebi is so dangerous? And she's not kidding, she is going to use Celebi here. Unfortunately, this isn't the best matchup here. She starts out with a Hone Edge, it has no guard, has Retaliate, Shadow Sneak, Aerial Ace, and Autotomize, so it can be very speedy, very dangerous. I'm just going to Shadow Sneak with Charmeleon, and we will hopefully slowly destroy this thing. We are faster, so we should finish it off first, thankfully. So next up, she's going to send out her Celebi. Celebi is the strongest member of her team. I mean, it kind of is her A's. Also notice that I'm a little bit over-leveled, just a tiny bit. I've only been using 3 Pokemon, so when I wiped out the entire last route, I just kind of ended up being over-leveled, just by a bit. Celebi here has the Natural Cure ability, has Safeguard, Heal Bell, Ancient Power, and Magical Leaf. So I'm just going to go for the Bug Bite. That sound you just heard is the sound that happens whenever you get a 4 times effective move off on something, or when someone does that to you. And this is why I like Durant. Even on hard mode, she cannot touch Durant. It's amazing. Next up is going to be Kulava. This is kind of what we have Delta Grimer here for. So, Kulava here has the Defense Curl, has Quick Attack, Ember, Flame Wheel, usual Blaze for an ability. She can't do anything to us, so I will just continue to spam Bulldoze. She did burn us though. That was kind of rude of her. Doesn't really matter. And no, I don't want a Mud Bomb on Grimer. Grimer has basically done its work. Usually I let it take care of Hone Edge too, but it's fine. Charmeleon deserved to do some work as well. Next up, she's going to have the Floette, has Flower Veil, has Grassy Terrain, Magical Leaf, Razor Leaf, and Wish. I think it's actually kind of cool that she does have the Grassy Terrain. People forget that the terrain moves actually existed for Generation 7. It's just they weren't abilities before then. So if I could kindly hit a Metal Claw here, we're just going to one-shot that. Durant is getting all the experience. It's going to end up being absolutely insane. It's just such a good Pokemon. And finally, here is going to be the Swadloon. It could have Leaf Guard, it could have Chlorophyll, I don't really know. As Bug Bite, Razor Leaf, Protect, and String Shot, I'm just going to go for the Bug Bite of my own and destroy this thing. It just never stood a chance. Even with Celebi, she just can't win. Wow, that was intense. I'm starting to get convinced that prophecy was about you instead of me. I wish I were able to read it. That way I would know for sure. Anyway, I need you to talk to Damien. He seemed trustworthy, so I told him about Celebi and Mew. But I don't think I fully explained to him just how important it is for him to shut up and not talk about it. Would you mind doing that for me? Last I heard, he was headed south to Vipik City to challenge Xavier. I'd do it myself, but I have other things on my mind. I'll see you around, Icy. Now that we've taken care of that nuisance, we're free to explore the city. Or town, rather. Hey, check this out. Your Pokemon would faint when taking damage. This item lets you live at 1 HP. This random karate dude will give us the focus band. Ha! You thought I meant a focus sash, didn't you? Yeah, he's basically here to sort of troll you. I believe if we go into this house, there should be a woman right here. And if we talk to her, her favorite Pokemon are grass types. And because of that, she will give us the Miracle Seed. So that may or may not get put to use. Probably not. If we make our way all the way down over here, there's not much. There's this man feeding the Sparrow. He's been living in Mechy Town as long as he can remember. And if we make our way to the left, we'll find a daycare center. So that's cool. You can do pretty much everything that you could in daycare centers pre-Generation 6, which is basically leave your Pokemon there, they'll level up as you move, gaining 1 experience every step you make. You can also breed if you want, but that's a little bit complicated, isn't it? However, to help out with the breeding, if you come inside this house and talk to this lovely lady right here, ask us if we will be using the daycare, she will give us the Destiny Knot. So essentially, this uses Generation 6 breeding mechanics, which means that if you give the Destiny Knot to one of the Pokemon that's breeding, or that's in the daycare, 5 IVs from both parents are guaranteed to be passed down. But anyways, for now, we're actually going to surf up here into this secret part of Mechy Town. Up here we'll find a TM, which is Embargo, and we should also find a Super Potion right up here. Unfortunately, we can't enter this building yet, though. Keep out. The door is locked and rusty. Nobody has been here for a long time. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So instead, we'll just be surfing back down here. And this never fails to happen every time I forget to use the rappel. But anyways, we're going to be now heading back up here, over more towards the Pokemon Center. So inside this house, there is an interesting woman who will give us a gift. And she will give us the TM for Charge Beam. So that's actually pretty cool. And finally, the last thing that we can check out here is there is a egg seller within this house. So this man will sell us this egg for 3,000 Pokédollars. What's inside of this egg is actually a Meryl. Yeah, it's straight up a Meryl. I don't remember if the eggs show that off or not. I don't remember if the eggs actually have individual sprites, so I'm actually going to check this out really quickly. No, they don't. But I can guarantee you that is going to be a Meryl egg. So anyways, there's one last thing that we can do here in Mechy Town. So I'm just going to heal up really quickly. And we're going to head into the right side of town. These NPCs standing around here will actually tell you what's going on. So the backstory here is they used to have a lot of nasty Rattata in the forest east of here. A few of them were able to band together to clear it out though, and they repurposed the space for secret bases. And they basically sell them. This guy will also give you more backstory. He will tell you that the town was named after Mechy, one of the gym leaders here when the region was first founded. She had a fairy-type gym, and she was undefeated as long as she was here. And when she retired, the town took her name because of her winning streak. In place of her gym, they built the secret bases, though. It's kind of weird because their stories are kind of conflicting. I guess they both could have happened, though. Anyways, over here we will have the secret base seller. Greetings. Do you know who I am? Allow me to tell you. I am known as the secret base manager. Trainers from all over the world come to me to purchase and manage their secret bases. You know, you can do a lot of things in your secret base. You can decorate it with trophies or plushies, or even hire people to work for you there. You can even visit your friends' secret bases. If you want, you can lay traps around your base to prevent your friends from easily sneaking in. If you want, you can play a fun game of capture the flag with your friends, or visit their friend safaris. So have I convinced you yet? Would you like to have a secret base? I can let you have one for the price of 5,000 Pokédollars. Okay, I'm sold. Thank you very much. I'm so glad we came to an agreement. Now, before you enter, you have to decide on the theme of your base. Let me tell you, you can return to me at any time and I can change the theme of your base for free. But whenever you change it, your base gets reset. You won't have to buy stuff again, but you'll have to redecorate for sure. With that in mind, which theme would you like to start with? So, I think the answer is kind of obvious here. I'm going to be picking the Mini Frost theme. The mini themes are basically smaller bases. Same theme though. That way I don't have to run around as much. Sounds fantastic. You can enter your base from the hole in the forest ahead, or in the basement of any Pokemon Center. Just look behind the bookcases. I nearly forgot! You're going to want to customize that base of yours, am I right? Use this. So he will give us the tablet. Just use or register that in your menu and customize away. Alright, so let's check this out. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So over here we will have the... Ooh, that's interesting. But over here we should definitely have our PC. And you should have a exit somewhere that will lead to a patch of grass. And that patch of grass... Oh, okay, got a double battle. Also, that kind of lets me know what my friend safari is. But this patch of grass will basically be your friend safari, and you can encounter 3 Pokemon here. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to the friend safari. First off, not all 3 Pokemon are available at once. So for instance, I have a fire type friend safari. Slot 1 Pokemon, which would be Torkoal in my case, are available right now, but we won't be able to see the other Pokemon that we get until we get our 6th badge, which unlocks our slot 2 Pokemon, and then our 8th badge, which unlocks our slot 3 Pokemon. And that actually goes for all safaris that we enter as well. So for instance, if I enter someone else's safari, so maybe I want to go to like a normal safari, I just have the name less on my mind, so I think we'll go ahead and connect to the server quickly. And I want to visit, I believe it's less with 3 S's. Also, I should mention really quickly that if you go to the Pokémon Insurgence wiki, there is a list for every single friend safari, so if you're looking to find a specific Pokemon, you can find somebody who has the friend safari that you need to find that Pokemon, which is just so helpful. So that will most definitely be listed down below in the description. Anyways, I think it's the right side. Yeah, I believe the right warp panel will take me to either his flag guy as well as his own friend safari. And in his own friend safari, 1, I can steal his flag right here. And 2, I can encounter Pokemon within his own friend safari. However, I can only encounter 1 slot here. For instance, this Sentret is his slot 1 encounter, and I can't encounter anything else. So that's kind of nice to know. This is also a very good friend safari to enter because he has all his features here. So if I were to go, say, to the left, all of these features that we could possibly use are right here, neatly organized. That way we don't have to buy it. But I'm going to go back to my own friend safari really quickly, and we'll go over those features one by one instead. Well, something else I should mention while we are here in the secret base, and while I was kind of on the topic of the friend safari, is that friend safari Pokemon have a 5%, or not a 5% chance, it's a 1/5 chance to have their hidden abilities. And that is one of the few ways to get Pokemon with their hidden abilities in this game. So anyways, back to the secret base and its features. So to start off by going over them, we're going to go into our bag and we're going to go to the key items and open up our tablet. So here we're going to go ahead and purchase items and go down to functions because these are the actually useful functions. So starting off, we have the Mart Worker, kind of useless, but thankfully it's cheap to sort of represent that. Given that you're going to be entering through the bookcase in the Pokemon Center most of the time, and the Mart Workers are literally right there, it's not that useful. You could, however, purchase a Fossil Maniac. This guy will actually revive your fossils. It's a hiker. So if you buy them, you could revive the 4 fossils that we got at the start of the game. There is also a level trainer. Pretty cheap, but the level trainer actually costs a little bit of money each time you want to use it. So that's kind of unfortunate. There's also an EV trainer. And again, this will cost you a little bit of money every time you want to use it. There is even an IV changer for the high price of 40,000 Pokédollars. This has a cost as well. However, if you remember, you could get IV stones from smashing rocks. Well, those are kind of the cost for changing just one of your Pokemon's IVs. There is also the Name Raider. Again, very cheap because the Name Raider himself resides within each and every Pokemon Center. The EV Resetter is actually a super good buy though. Mainly because they will actually reset the EVs of your Pokemon for free. So I think I'll go ahead and buy this. Also going back into the functions and let's go over the rest. So we have the move relearner, and unfortunately the move relearner has its usual cost of hard scales. We have the move deleter, again kind of cheap. We have the nurse, kind of cheap again. We have the flag guy, who you can also utilize. It's very cheap, but you're going to have to steal some flags in order to use them, unfortunately. However, I will buy that anyways because I can show something off with that. We can also buy a Pika Taxi, very cheap, and finally we can buy a daycare agent, which allows us to manage the Pokemon that we've placed at the daycare. So the daycare agent can actually be really useful later on for breeding, much easily, but I will talk to that when we get to that point. I think for now, I'm going to go ahead and buy the move relearner. And I think I should be good. I could also buy the Fossil Maniac just to kind of show that off. But I'm already running low on cash. I did not farm any kind of cash in between parts. So that's kind of unfortunate. I think I will unfortunately have to make do with what we have right here. I will say also that EV training right away probably isn't too worth it right now. We don't have the EV training items, so unfortunately we can't make the best use of it. So I think this is everything that I want to go with for now. Also, the level trainer is actually pretty good. Not to mention that Insurgence has very loose level requirements. So anyways, I'm going to go back to my tablet. We now have to place these items, so obviously we'll go to place items, we'll go to our functions, which is what we just bought. So I'll go ahead and place them. Again, use whatever button that you've mapped to be your A key, basically. So I don't want to place another, so this will be my move relearner. Unfortunately, I'm not too interested in this right now. Next up, I'll go ahead and actually register this. And I'll go ahead and place some other functions. So I'll go ahead and place the EV resetter, mainly because I just kind of want to show this off. And then finally, I will go ahead and place the flag guy, mainly because we do have a good use for the flag guy over here. So next up, I'll talk to the EV resetter, and she'll ask if I would like her to reset the EVs of one of my Pokemon. So sure, why not use Ghetto? And she will specifically look at the EVs of each individual stat. This is actually pretty neat because as you go on your journey, you could delete unwanted EVs and keep all the other EVs. So for instance, if I wanted this to be a physical attacker, I could come back here occasionally to delete any unwanted EVs that are, say, in special defense, special attack, defense, and HP. And by doing so, I could continue to allow the attack stat to have more space to collect EVs and whatnot. And that would just be really casual, honestly. There's a couple more things that we can actually do here. So, one, we want to collect a few more flags. In fact, we did collect one flag earlier, so let's talk to the flag guy and see what he's got for us. So again, if we get enough of them, maybe he'll have a reward for us. And since we've already got one, for our very first flag, he will give us a rare candy. That's pretty neat. I'll actually put all the flag guy rewards on the screen right now, and I'll go over all of them as well. So for 5 flags, we're going to be grabbing 4 Ultra Balls, and for 10 flags, we'll be grabbing 3 Heart Scales. I actually really recommend doing the 10 flags because that is such an easy 3 Heart Scales. As well as 15 flags gives you 4 Timer Balls, 22 flags gives you TM11 Sunny Day, 35 flags gives you 3 Rare Candies, 50 flags gives you the Stun Fiskite, 60 flags gives you another 3 Rare Candies, 80 flags gives you 2 Max Revives, and finally 100 flags gives you the Spirit Might, which is actually pretty scary. If you want to flags easily, you could probably just keep going to the less secret base that I showed off earlier. Since, after all, if you go into that secret base and you take the right warp panel... Okay, that was an accident. And if you take the right war panel there, you will basically instantly be at their friend safari. But anyways, since we have access to friend safaris, I think it's time that we take advantage of them to grab a different Pokemon. So I'm just going to connect really quickly here. And I believe I'm going to be going to, I think it's Jesus ML. So here at their base, I just kind of want to go all the way to the back and find their friend safari. Okay, that's over there. Hopefully I can get in. These Jingars are a little bit scary though. So here in their friend safari, I want to be finding Jigglypuff. If you remember, there was actually a girl back in Suntouch City that wanted to see one of these. So I'm going to capture one of these and I'm going to bring it to her. Alrighty, so I caught the Jigglypuff. I'll go ahead and grab that flag just so I can get those hard scales a little bit later. Also, while we're here in the secret bases, I just want to mention something. Since online battling got removed and I do want to have a bit of interaction with the community just a little bit more, I'm going to try to actually decorate my own secret base and just kind of have it uploaded in online so people can kind of go in there, they can troll, they can mess around, they can steal my flag, probably. And if anybody else wants to do the same, I might actually visit a few of them on video, mainly to see if I get trolled or just messed with really badly. It'd be all in good fun, honestly. So anyways, now that we have the Jigglypuff, I'm going to head back to Suntouch City to see what that girl has for us. Alright, so back here in Suntouch City, yet again, we're going to talk to this girl right here. And again, we have a Jigglypuff. She'll be very happy, and she will give us some heart scales. That's awfully nice of her. That's only a couple heart scales, but that's still really quick and easy to do. It's really helpful for us on our journey. Anyways, how about we head back to Mechy Town? We've shown off the secret bases, we've shown off everything that we can show off in Mechy Town. So I think it's time for us to be on our way and maybe check out the next route. Back here at Mechy Town, we're going to be right next to the Pokemon Daycare. And if you want to head into the next route, which is going to be Route 4, you're going to want to surf right here at the bridge. And if we continue on here, we'll head into Route 4. Unfortunately, we've spent a lot of time already in this part, so I think we're most definitely going to leave everything that's in Route 4 to the next part. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, I hope it helped, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.